What's a dictionary? It's a book that explains what a word means and how to pronounce it. First written by someone like Dr. Johnson. It's such a really boring name for such an interesting thing to happen. It was Dr. something. I don't remember his surname now. Grumble, grumble. That sounds like it would be useful. Yeah, but you have to fucking read first. If I could read it. Yes, exactly. Will you read that to me instead? Does he want a punch in the face? I don't know if I'd want to read an entire dictionary. Seeing Ilmari's face falter caused me to rethink my answer, and I scrambled for an alternative. If you want, I can pick a book aimed at people learning to read, along with a dictionary to help you. It'll be easier. That seemed to cheer him up. Instead of picking historical books, I settled for a children's book full of beautiful illustrations. It contained tales of knights, curses, epic journeys, and true love and more knights. A children's book? I'm assuming a child of about 13 or 14 years old. It's a fucking long book. I was just expecting a picture book. You know, John goes see dog. Dog kills someone. It's a Russian book. I mean, give it time. I showed him the cover, and Ilmari's eyes lowered at the image of the majestic knight. He gave me a meaningful smile. Of course. What? There's other stuff in this book too? He chuckled and nodded at the selection. Why couldn't we just read in the library? I suppose I've got to read out to him in aloud. After I checked out the fairy tale book and dictionary, we headed to the garden outside of the Arch and Villiers Guild and plopped down on one of the benches. We're a little too close to my liking, and I do not like that. What is wrong with my eyes? Christ. And you bastard, keep looking at the book, don't look at me. Brushing some autumn leaves away, we settled against the seat. I tucked my knees to the side while Ilmari sat beside me and supported the book. I leaned in so I could extend a hand to indicate which word I was sounding out. Ilmari carefully held the book in place. The Knight in the Ill-Fated Forest. Should we read it like we do to a child? Once upon a time. Yeah, that's all it goes. Fortunately, many of the stories were short and sweet, with repetitive words that Ilmari soon began to pick up and comprehend on his own. The accompanying illustrations helped, clarifying objects or items that he was not familiar with. Kiss of true love broke the spell and they lived happily ever after. Knights? Knights? That's fucking Sleeping Beauty, you lying bastard! I was hoping for death and murder and it's a child's book. Ilmari's fingers brushed the image of the two lovers in a sweet embrace. Is this something only expressed by people in love, kissing? And can it really break spells? I laughed. No, kissing doesn't do anything magical like that. It's just an intimate gesture that has a lot of positive meanings associated with it, so stories like to use it symbolically. What about friends and family members? Do they kiss too? I scratched the back of my head, puzzling over how to answer. Maybe not on the lips, but they'll kiss on the cheek or forehead? Yeah, maybe your child. Friends don't kiss on the forehead, that'd be fucking weird. Although they definitely kiss on the cheek, that's how you, fucking address anyone in southern Spain. You know, you extend your hand to them, it's just like, look, shake my fucking hand, and they're like, no, it's kisses or nothing. I'll take nothing, thanks. Waiter, point please. Yes, English through and through. I could feel my cheeks grow warm as I wondered how to divert the conversation. I wasn't even sure if my answer was correct. It was from what I'd observed growing up in Bury. My eyes darted to the closed book beside my knees. Oh look, a dictionary, we completely forgot about this. The first book was pretty short, so I think I have enough energy for this. Energy. I absentmindedly rubbed one eye and opened the dictionary to the first page. You've got to be kidding me. Why is the definition for A so long? It's one letter. At least it'll be an easy word for me to remember. Okay, then. A used to refer... lava. Soon Ilmari was supporting me while I droned on, my head nodding off and my eyes drooping. I covered my mouth as I muffled a yawn. I fell asleep on the bench. I'm going to be so sunburned when I wake up. When I came to, I blinked and felt something warm against my side and shoulder. My head was nestled against someone. I quickly glanced up. Ilmari was gazing down at the fairy tale book, but glanced at me when he felt me stirring. I sat up, rubbing my face. I gave her some distance. The bird was close enough that my elbow still grazed his sleeve. That's still quite close. Did I fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's fine, I didn't mind. I hope I didn't wake you. I tried not to move so much. Shyly, he fiddled with the corner of the paper. No, I woke up normally. Were you attempting to read this whole time? Yeah, best though, I can only recognise Once Upon a Time and They Lived Happily Ever After. He grinned and I chuckled, glancing down at the illustration of the knight fighting a monstrous wolf. I muffled a yawn, fighting off my sleepiness. If you're still tired, you can remain here. You sure I don't want to impose on or bother you? You won't, honest. A blush crept up his cheeks and he leaned in, his forehead nudging against mine tenderly. The gesture confused me, but I reckon it was something done between dragonkind and I did not comment. I leaned against him again, allowing my head to rest on his shoulder. Isn't this really loving and definitely not what I don't want to happen in any way, shape or fucking form? If you say so, thanks Ilmari. I lazily listened to him half mumble out words as he read aloud, and I eventually fell asleep once again. Isn't it really sweet, the person we don't like? Oh, it's so sad. The bonds we share. Oh, please don't tell me we're on Ilmari's path. I will just edit it, edit in me being killed. I hope you guys realise that. What should I tell him this time? The three of us were once again at one of the altars while Kerr mentally counted reports on his fingers. What about when I took you to the blacksmith? Seeing all those different types of weapons and armours was pretty neat. Or maybe how the Heavenkind keep written records. Ilmari cradled the book he was holding, which contained popular children's fairy tales. Ilmari, why do you keep carrying that around? You can't even read yet. I'm learning. How many more visits or trips do you need to make anyway, Kerr? You're getting close, right? He hastily glanced away. Something like that. Almost there, just a few more trips. He has to stay here forever, doesn't he? Like, for a long time. I can see it already. Your master sure is vague. I hope Master Bedros isn't just stringing Curler along indefinitely. Kerr glowered. Well, they do like that word, don't they? And we instantly hushed up, but exchanged sly smiles when he turned his back. Wait here, Aura, you as well. Huh? But I was just a guest of Honor at all your little reports before, and you were getting better at them too. Although I wish you would stop heavily hinting about how much you would like to see a battle tournament in action. I crossed my arms with resolve. I'm not accepting those postings, and that's final. I control you, Aurelie! I clicked on that fucking thing 5 times and you said no. It's not Kerr. Kerr grumbled some more, but left anyway. I waited behind with Ilmari, who perused the book despite the low lighting in the cave. I unsheathed my sword and I began some practice swings. My footsteps echoed softly through the tunnels as I readjusted my stance every so often. The blade sliced through the air and I paused momentarily to look at Ilmari. Ilmari, do you think Kerr is hiding something? Possibly. And you're not in the least bit interested in knowing. Well, I mean, quite clearly not, because otherwise he'd bother finding out. He closed his book and sighed contemplatively. I'll try that one again. Contemplatively. I'm sure he has his reasons. He's gruff, but he's a good person deep down and straightforward. Does it bother you that much? I thumped my chest with a fist. I am Tarzan. Mary, you love me. Mary Jane, Mary? I don't know where I've got Mary from. Of course it does. A knight is honest and forthright, and I value those virtues. Ah yes, the virtues. You know, for someone highly interested in Heavenkind culture, you sure don't ask me a lot of questions about knights. Well, you're very passionate about the subject, and I wouldn't want to bother you too much, and he doesn't care. I sheathed my sword, my eyes filled with determination, but it wouldn't be a bother at all. I would love to tell you everything there is to know. His eyes perked up, and he quickly glanced down the tunnel. Ah, he's done. He should be here soon. Sure enough, Kerr re-emerged, proclaiming the conversation with his master had ended on a high note. What did you tell him this time? Kerr smirked. About the time when you and Ilmari... What about me? You actually mentioned me? We both glanced at Ilmari in bafflement. He immediately piped down. Sorry, I didn't think Kerr would ever bring me up. Why wouldn't I? We've been together long enough and you're supervising me. Right. As we started to leave, Ilmari halted in his tracks and glanced apprehensively back to where the altar was located. Is it permissible if you two go ahead without me? I wanted to examine the statue before, but I didn't want to interrupt Kerr. That's fine by me, Kerr. He gave a careless shrug and Ilmari smiled gratefully. Oh, he's going to find something out. Oh, this is going to be awful. Thank you, I'll see you later. He vanished down the tunnel and Kerr rubbed his chin in thought. Hey, Aura, do you think Ilmari isn't telling us something? I could feel my smile strain. What do you mean? Ilmari wouldn't hide things from us. You know how he is, I guess. See, look, Kerr and I, we've got something fucking in common. Like, Ilmari doesn't care. Kerr comes out and is just like, that fucking Ilmari hiding something, bastard. Whatever. I ushered Kerr toward the entrance and thrust some coins into his hand. I'll stay here, you go ahead and reward yourself with some apple tarts. There's enough for you to buy 5 of them. He jingled the money disappointedly. Just 5? That's more than plenty. You shouldn't indulge in sugar-coated pastry so much, or you'll be the first dragon with a cavity. Look, we're still in the knowledge, well, I say knowledge, but we're still in the thought where he's eventually going to fuck off of being a humankind and turn into a fucking dragon. It doesn't matter whether he has a cavity or not. I gave him a gentle push and he reluctantly stepped forward, briefly glancing over his shoulder before continuing to the entrance. I folded my arms up and turned in the directions of the statue, wondering if I should confront Ilmari or overlook his behaviour. Wait, hang on. It's you! I didn't know until last episode that you Americans just fucking picked and choose what sort of words, when you wanted using them. Whatever. Stupid Yanks. Oh well, curiosity won over and I tiptoed towards the rear of the cave once again. What's the point of trying to eavesdrop? They have better hearing than I do anyway. As I continued down the tunnel, I could hear Ilmari's faint voice. It sounded contrite. I felt a pang of worry as I was torn between keeping up my pace or remaining furtive. I settled against the cave wall until I could hear Ilmari more clearly. Sorry, Master Kaya, I'm so sorry. Is he supposed to kill me? Like, I know what twists are. I leaned over, carefully eyeing Ilmari, half expecting him to be kneeling like Kerr usually did, but instead he was standing straight with a rigid back. He resembled a child being reprimanded for running off into the forbidden woods after a stern warning not to. He nodded solemnly, arms hanging limply by his sides. What? But it wasn't anything. I didn't think it'd be that serious. I'm merely an apprentice. I know it was imprudent of me. Yes. Can I at least stay until Kerr returns? Okay, so he wasn't supposed to kill me. He's just ran out for no reason? I think? Something like that. What? Then this whole time, as I sensed the conversation reaching a conclusion, I decided to slip out. As I crept away, my scabbard smacked against the rock wall. I uttered curse before I could stop myself. Drat! Damn it! I slapped my forehead with my open palm. Ilmari must have heard that. There was no point in sneaking away now. Aurelie, are you there? I knew you were listening in the whole time. I turned and Ilmari approached me. I gave him a sheepish look. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I heard you apologising to your master. I assume you did something. He shuffled nervously and rubbed his upper arm. Yeah, she wasn't impressed with me at all. He exhaled deeply. When I said I was sent to watch over Kerr, I lied about that. So you were never actually ordered to supervise Kerr. Right, I basically ran away and joined you. Now it makes sense why you were avoiding visiting those altar visits. But why would you need to? Because it's not fair. Oh, God. Look, now that we know he has no right for being with us, can we just ditch him? Like, he's the most unlikable character I've found in such a long time. Ilmari's tempestuous outburst. Again with the use! Like, you can't pick and choose! Either have it or don't! Christ! Outburst left me gaping. I could hear his voice echo throughout the tunnel. Hands trembling at his side, he clenched a fist so hard that his knuckles went white. It seemed as if all the frustration and bitterness he had concealed were finally beginning to surface. Why did he get to go? No, he was forced. While I was willing, I studied the Heavenkind language, observed as much as I could, practiced the transformation spell, because you were already a good student, you daft, stupid wanker! Like, you were already good! Kerr wasn't! Kerr was probably, I mean, I'm speaking from probably here, but Kerr's a wanker! Like, Kerr's probably up there strolling around with his prostitutes, stroking his tail as he got aroused. That's why he was sent down to learn some fucking manners, to be obedient, to behave better. You weren't! You were fine! I've been getting angry at games recently. It's not even that bad, but I mean, come on. Like, I'm not sure if you're like supposed to be charming and a little dumb, or whether it's all just a little bit of a facade and you're actually really clever. But no, you're definitely just enchanting and dumb. And yet he's the one who was sent. And Kerr doesn't care. He's not interested in having kind of building a rapport with them. He quivered visibly, and he probably felt ambivalent toward Kerr for quite some time, and yet he had never expressed it. Why are you even angry at him? It's the Masters who sent him across. Why? Kerr was angry about being sent here. Christ, I mean, I want to go up into space if I got the chance, but I don't resent the astronauts who go up there. That would be ridiculous. Prick. I couldn't bear to see him so upset. Stepping forward, I extended my arms and embraced Ilmari, drawing him close. He shifted in the hug and rested his hands on my back, burying his face onto my shoulder. I scrambled for something that could reassure him, but my mind was blank. It's okay. You're just a stupid wanker with no sense for others. It's fine, though. I'm sorry for that. It's not like me to begrudge someone, and especially so stupidly. And I'm tired of feeling this way. When Master Kaya mentioned what happened between Kerr and Master Bedros, I was envious. What is it again with the you? Whatever. And decided to see for myself. After Kerr casually asked if I was sent, I instantly saw an opportunity, so I said yes. I'm sorry I never told you both. I guess I was worried that if you found out, you wouldn't want to be around anymore. Ha! Oh, how right you are. I playfully ruffled his hair. Oh, please, like we would do that. Ugh. Kerr might. I wouldn't let him. I could feel his shoulders shudder as he chuckled against me. Master Bedros is very open-minded about having kind, but Master Kaya is too wary. I begged her multiple times to send me as a representative, but she kept saying I wasn't ready. My heart panged, since I could relate to that, constantly being told how one wasn't prepared. But they were a knight! Like, if you've been badgering on about it, and now you're supposedly in the year before you properly become a knight, like your final year of the academy, and you're banging on about it for God knows that. Ugh. Calm, Tenarium. Calm fucking straight. I reluctantly parted from Ilmari, but I gave both of his shoulders a reassuring squeeze. I then slapped him round the face. Maybe she wasn't concerned about you. I could go wrong, but maybe she thought you weren't ready, because you would get too emotionally invested or attached. I would not. He meekly quieted down, but then reflected at the comment. Maybe. I admit I tend blah-de-blah-de-blah. Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Look, this is all him staying. Okay, so Kerr's got us up. I can read rather quickly. That was all about him staying. Like, oh, well, what about this? And will people be angry? And I don't care. Let's get on with this. What are you two still doing down here? Kerr, I thought you were going to get apple tarts. I already did that and I'm still hungry. Gah, I hope I'm not coming down with something. He rubbed his nose and urged us to follow him outside. Ilmari and I exchanged amused glances and I gave him a pat on the back. Good luck with the talk. Thank you, we'll see how it works out. Okay, so he's going to talk to Ilmari about not being here really. Gotcha. And Adel shows you aware at this point you two seem to be getting along now. Yes, oh, how very fucking cute. Finally! Away from Ilmari! God! Ah, he's nauseatingly painful to be with.